This video is brought to you by NordVPN.
Go down to nordvpn.com/blokes to receive an exclusive deal of 28 months for the price of 24.
Wow,
great deal,
good.
Isn't it?
Deal.
So and a 30-day money back guarantee.
Winner, you know.
Why wouldn't you use it?
You can't go wrong, can you?
I use it.
Yeah, brilliant.
I use it as well, and it's a great way to keep yourself safe online, but also if you are trying to watch your favourite show that may or may not be on a streaming service in your country, there are things they can do for that.
That's what I use it for.
And around the world, they've got over 5,700 servers. I'll have you know, so wherever you are, there's always somewhere.
Someone's done his
coming with the facts.
Hey, absolutely, yeah. In 60
I'm a stat man.
Yeah, in at least 60 countries. So the coverage is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Really is.
Yeah, so link will be in the description as well, but don't forget that is nordvpn.com/blokes for your exclusive deal of 4 extra free months on top of
Get down there.
an amazing deal anyway. It's well worth the money without that.
Absolutely, yeah.
nordvpn.com/blokes.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React Time. Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yes.
Aye.
Office Bloke Team 6.
Team 3.
It's 3 really, isn't it? I mean,
4.
There's 3 of us.
1, 2,
4.
3.
4? Okay. Just trying something because it says SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
Remember last week I couldn't think of the word. It's DevGru.
DevGru, yeah. That was in a video we reacted to again.
Yeah, SEAL Team 6, and I said they go by a name. Remember?
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
this is SEAL Team 6 hunt down Taliban leader DevGru Gold Squadron footage. Like this sort of stuff.
Yeah, brilliant.
Absolute best of the best, aren't they?
Absolutely. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They really are.
Let's do it.
Facing 11 felony drug and weapons charges after being found in a pool of his own blood. Adam Brown's best chance at turning his life around came in the form of a SEAL Trident. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into one of the most moving and intense Navy SEAL stories you will probably ever hear. There's a lot to learn from. This dude went through a lot. His story is just extremely valuable. It can and certainly has helped a lot of people. And for that reason, I want to make sure I share it with you guys here on the channel to ensure that as many people as possible get the chance to hear this incredible story. But before we get into the story, I just wanted to say thank you guys real quick. We hit 80,000 subscribers this morning, and I am so unbelievably pumped about it, dude. We are so close to 100,000 now, and I just honestly can't believe it. Thank you guys so much for all your support. But with that out of the way, let's get into this story. Brown's life began like so many other American boys before him. He was kind, respectful to his elders, and all around just a really good guy. It wasn't until he got into a relationship with the wrong girl that his addiction began. She had a drug habit.
Did we do some on this before?
I thought we have.
It don't ring a bell to me.
Is it where I'm sure we've done a story about
He ended up being a bank robber or something like that.
Yeah.
No,
It's not the same guy.
I think this is the other way around. I think this is a naughty guy who joins the SEALs and sorts his life out.
Right, okay.
That's the impression I'm getting from this.
I was going to say, because it says about the SEAL team, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember the other one, definitely.
Yeah.
He sort of went off the rails, didn't he?
I think that was a Popo medic one.
Right,
It was the guy that robbed banks that was a special operator.
That's right. Yeah.
And though Brown enjoyed a drink from time to time, he wasn't inclined toward anything harder than that. But eventually his girlfriend wore him down and he was hooked on some heavy drugs. Over time, his addiction just got worse and worse as he got into heavier and heavier drugs. Eventually, he could only be found on the floors of random crack houses. But he hit rock bottom when the girl who helped him get hooked eventually left him. At which point he decided he did not want to be alive anymore, and he began stabbing himself in the neck with a knife. When the police found him, he was laying in a pool of his own blood. Thankfully, he was still alive, but it didn't take the police long to discover all of his outstanding warrants. Facing massive jail time and a family that was done with his addictive behaviors, the judge gave him the choice, rehab or jail. It was in rehab that Brown gave his life over to Christianity and met his soon-to-be wife, who was also a strong Christian. The two were happy together, but Brown soon regressed. After a short disappearance, his new bride found him in a crack house. Addiction is a terrible, terrible thing. And this same scenario repeated itself until his new love threatened to leave him. Brown knew he had to do something drastic to turn his life around. So he stepped into a recruiter's office after finding out a friend of his was joining the Navy as an aviator. The recruiter laughed at Brown when he revealed his drug use and rap sheet, but thankfully Brown had a friend in a high place, the highest ranking recruiting officer in the region. He vouched for Brown, who was almost immediately shipped out to basic training. Brown then went straight for SEAL training, where he managed to complete the incredibly difficult BUDS training. After graduating, he was sent to SEAL Team 4, where he...
That's interesting that you can go from basic training to SEAL training. I didn't think that was the case.
I think if it's one of them where if they spot somebody who's a little bit elite, they'll just fast track you. I think that happens in any walk of life.
But I think, like SAS, you've got to be an active military member for a certain amount of time before you can even think about going.
I reckon if they spot you early days, they're like, let's get hold of him. Let's get him through the ranks quickly.
If you've got the talent for it, then I'm sure they know what they're looking for. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what a story so far, though. Trying to end himself,
incredible, right?
Drug addict. What a rough life as well to be like that. You know, you meet a nice woman, sort your life out, get married, and then you can't help but relapse and end up in a crack house. It's tragic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
He ended up with a knife in his eye during a training accident. He covered the wound and continued on with the training, eventually having to have the eye stitched up due to a loss of blood. Then lost his right eye, his dominant eye, during a room clearing exercise, which could obviously very easily be a career-ending injury. But not for Adam Brown. He pressed on and simply learned to shoot with his left eye in SEAL Sniper School. And even with a 50% washout rate among those with two eyes, Adam Brown succeeded. He decided he wanted to join what he thought was the best of the best, SEAL Team 6, otherwise known as Development Group. But while waiting for the right time to train with SEAL Team 6, he went on a deployment to Afghanistan in 2005, where a freak convoy accident left his right hand mangled and missing fingers.
Wow.
But instead of tending to his own wounds, he tended to others and pulled security until the last casualty was evacuated from the site. Now with his dominant...
Wow, it's been through it, hasn't it?
Ex-drug addict. I suppose you're always an addict once you're an addict, aren't you? But blind in one eye, hand blown
stabbed
partially off, stabbed in one eye, stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
This is a badass guy, isn't
rough,
it?
isn't it?
Wow. There's a lot of like naughty characters going to the special forces over here, isn't there?
Yeah, I think they've got that mentality, haven't they?
Yeah.
You need that. You need that mental. You need to be strong mentally. Like what
absolutely.
you're going to see and what you're going to witness. He's like way out there. I don't mean it's not, no dicking about, is he?
No.
I think a lot of it is some people sometimes are at a lower, they feel they've got absolutely nothing else, nowhere to go, but the army will take you on, and I think sometimes out of, absolutely, but I think sometimes maybe out of desperation they think, right, I'll just try the army, I can't do anything else, no one else wants me to do this or that, and
they just need discipline, don't they?
I think what it is a lot, it needs to be channeled, doesn't it, a lot of it, but that's what the army does.
See, Ant Middleton, he did prison time, didn't he, before he was special forces over
did
here?
He?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He punched a cop.
Really?
On a night out and did prison time. But I think he was like military, left the military, was up to no good, got in trouble, and then went back in, and then went special forces.
Eye and his dominant hand both out, Brown did exactly what you'd expect him to do. He simply learned to work with his other hand. For a year, he made history as the only SEAL to ever attempt, let alone pass, the training with only one eye, and he was shooting almost perfect scores, being accepted into SEAL Team 6 as a development group operator. By November 2006, Brown was Chief Petty Officer Brown, and the following years saw more hardship and deployments for the SEAL. He bore the pain of arthritis, a bad back, a broken leg, and surgery on both ankles so he could return to combat duty. He deployed to Afghanistan's Kunar Valley and to the cities and villages all over Iraq, going on nightly raids chasing IED bomb makers. His final deployment came in March of 2010. Their mission was to kill or capture a high-valued Taliban leader, codenamed Objective Lake James. Just like the bomb makers in Iraq, the target was responsible for the deaths of many American and NATO soldiers. Flying into the mountains of Afghanistan's Hindu Kush via Chinook helicopter, Brown and the other DevGru operators fast roped into the area and humped to a nearby village. As the SEALs approached a stronghold, they managed to silently take out an enemy's sentry, but another fired at the SEALs with his AK-47. And then very quickly the area opened up with small arms fire. The SEAL team needed to get a grenade in a nearby window. It was close, but not close enough to throw one in. As Brown made his way around with a grenade launcher, shots rang out to his left, riddling the determined SEAL with bullets. He was hit in both legs. Once he was down, other enemy positions poured bullets into him. His fellow SEALs got him out of the line of fire, but it would not be enough to save Adam Brown's life. He died later that day, back at the base. Though Brown's story ends in his tragic death, his life story beautifully shows the power of faith. Brown found God in rehab as a completely broken and addicted man. But through his faith and the support and love of his family, and of course his own incredible strength and will, he was able to go from that broken, addicted man to one of the most elite warriors in the history of mankind. Not only did he manage to make it through Bud's training pretty fresh out of a drug addiction, which in of itself is insane. There are tons of Olympic level athletes that don't make it through Bud's. So the fact that he definitely wasn't just like the strongest dude ever and still managed to make it through is crazy. But then he goes on to make it through Green Team and become a development group operator while missing both his dominant eye and his dominant hand. It is unimaginably difficult to make it through Green Team in perfect condition, let alone missing your dominant eye and hand. That is ridiculous. Adam Brown was an incredible father and husband and warrior. And it has been a genuine honor sharing his story here today. His story has helped countless people struggling with addiction and all other sorts of issues through this life. And if you guys want to hear more about Brown's struggle against addiction, along with all his combat successes and failures, you can read about it in the book called Fearless, The Undaunted Courage and Ultimate Sacrifice of Navy SEAL Team 6 Operator Adam Brown. The book goes through his whole life story in great detail. I highly recommend it. I'll have a link down in the description below for you guys to go check it out. But with that, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know the drill here. Go crush this day. Go get a workout in. Go spend some time with your family.
Nice.
What's that ending though? For someone who's got, you know, he's gone through the ringer, and then come out the other end and sort of like said, "I'm going to sort my life out." Got himself sorted. Got himself what he wanted to do, doing all, beating like the odds to go through all the the Navy SEAL training programs. Let's say with an eye missing and with his hand messed up, and then finish off the way it does.
Unbelievable.
The thing is, the thing that made him a drug addict may have very well been the thing that made him a good SEAL though as well. That disregard for his own safety and just thinking about everyone else, and that could ultimately be the thing that got him killed.
Yeah. It's the mental strength for me. I mean, obviously the mental strength was in there all the time, wasn't it? Is it the army that brought that out? Because obviously with the addiction, you need mental strength to sort of like overcome that, don't you? And obviously he was struggling with that, but once he was in the army, it seems like that mental strength was there, because it's got to be in the army, in the SEALs, and that you've got to be absolutely top notch. And obviously that brings it out, doesn't it?
Obviously proving to himself that he was strong enough to do this.
It's like it was always there, wasn't it? It's just like how would you sort of like click the switch to bring it out.
I think a lot of addicts probably find in a very weird way some sort of comfort in the suffering. They don't feel worthy, and the addiction is a part of just forcing suffering upon themselves a little bit. And what better way to suffer than go and be a Navy SEAL, and go through this crazy training and go out to combat and stuff.
I think switching it around the way he did was just incredible.
Amazing.
It's a shame in the ending.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I definitely don't believe in fate, and I don't think things are preordained or anything like that whatsoever. But when you hear a story like that, it almost seems like it was going to happen. I know we only saw a small bit of it, but it seems like his whole life was building up to being killed in combat. He's probably lucky to have survived when the police found him.
Absolutely.
Surviving being an addict as well. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy, exactly. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.